And I found that over time, getting to know people over and over and over again, it's kind of exhausting. The how did you sleep phase and you get what you're doing to death, it's kind of annoying. Hi friends, and welcome back to another episode of This is for the Soul, the podcast, and I'm your lovely host, Brianna Sade. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are not, welcome back. On this podcast, I talk about all things self-love, mental health, spirituality, girl talk, you name it, I'm gonna talk about it. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about dating in your 20s and just coping with being alone. I'm single and I'm only 22 years old, and I can admit that I have not been in a real deal healthy relationship. But I have been in a couple of situationships before, and I've seen and experienced other people's relationships, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, honestly, it makes me pretty happy to be single right now. But I'm not saying that I want to be single forever. The things that I've experienced has shown me what to look for and what not to look for in a relationship. So that's kind of good. Being single can be lonely. It can be. You kind of have to just figure things out on your own. However, the beauty of that is finding what in life makes you genuinely happy and what excites you outside of another person. You have more me time, you have more freedom, you can do whatever you want to do. This is a time to take advantage of. You might be single now, but who knows what could happen down the line from now. In my generation, however, dating has become so much more unserious, and a lot of people either don't know what real romance entails of or even know what it's like to go on a first date. And it's kind of sad because in other generations and looking back in the past that you see all of that love and genuineness. Now it's just like, what? Is this something that I want? Do I want to settle down with this? There's a lot of things that go into dating that a lot of people just either A, aren't ready to face, or just aren't ready to heal their issues so they can be happy. And to put the cherry on top of that, social media has played a role in this because it's jaded people from relationship toxicity and what a relationship is supposed to look like. People will see a celebrity couple on the internet and be like, oh my gosh, goals, I want to be like that. You might want to be like that because of what you see, but nobody really knows what goes on behind closed doors. And half of the time, it's nothing like what we see. But that's because the internet and social media is made for you to post glimpses of your life and post what you only want people to see. So comparison is the thief of joy because we're basing things off of unrealistic standards and what we see. Dating has become so superficial, and I personally don't care for online dating. Not saying that I haven't tried it before, but I'd rather meet the love of my life in person because that's just who I am. I'm not a big texter. I'm just not a big phone person anymore. A lot of people scream, oh, the dating pool is full of piss. Well, the dating pool is full of piss, and a lot of people's priorities around love and relationships are different. A lot of people value different things nowadays, and superficiality is what's more important, or just short term. And people have become okay with that. Marriage and love are words that are used very lightly. Let's get into marriage. Marriage is not what it used to be. It's not something that's exciting as like being that little girl that wants to walk down the aisle. A lot of people are straying away from the idea of marriage because of the dating scene and people's ability to commit and what that looks like. I would argue though, our generation is a lot more sadder and angry because of the way of the world. So I honestly do not blame us. Relationships and dating isn't as important as it used to be because we're out here trying to get our lives together. A lot of people are struggling and trying to figure out where they're gonna lay their head next or their next move. So I can understand that. But if we as a collective choose to work together and heal our traumas from the past, our emotional well-beings, and our commitment issues, I really think the dating world can change. I really do. Gen Z has a lot of potential. However, unfortunately, nobody knows what they want nowadays. And if you do know what you want, it's like you know what you want, but you're afraid of the idea of commitment. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing what you want or being unsure or being scared, because I was that person. I used to be scared of commitment and I knew exactly what I wanted, but I wasn't honest with myself. And that's why I found myself in so many situations where I was attracting the same type of person. The more unsure energy you put out into the world, you're giving the universe unclear messages. And then the universe is going to be like, okay, bet, and is going to send you something that's unsure of you until you wake up and realize, like, bitch, is this really what you want? And that's not even just with relationships, that's with anything. Always be sure of what you want. Things, people, just be sure, because you don't know what you are attracting if you're going into something blindsided and just have no idea or no clue of what it is that you're getting into. If you want to attract love, friend, the best thing to do is start working on the internal process and setting yourself up so that way you can attract that love that you're looking for. And you just have to go in and ask yourself, what is it that you want? It's important to ask yourself that question and then ask the other person that question, so you guys are both on the same page and you know what each other wants. And of course, if your values don't align, that's okay. That just means that that wasn't meant. But as for me, y'all, the dating world, how it's set up right now, it's a no for me. I know what I want. I'm a lover girl, and I'm just not with all of the surface level stuff. I want my person to want what I want, and I like deep, intimate connections. That's just who I am. And I found that over time, getting to know people over and over and over again, it's kind of exhausting. The how did you sleep phase and you get what you're doing to death, it's kind of annoying. I just want to focus on me, myself, and I at the moment. But I know that my person is out there. I've accepted the fact that this is what I want, and I'm just going to continue to work towards bettering myself. But of course, I'm not going to leave you guys empty-handed. I am going to give you guys a couple little tips and some advice that you guys can follow if you are a fellow 20-something who is single and ready to mingle or not. So here we go. Of course, I talked about knowing what you want. Set those boundaries, friend. Make sure that those boundaries are set in place, because it makes it a lot easier, not only for yourself but for the other person as well. Nobody's wasting no time. Number 2, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have some versatility. It's okay to move around, but don't just settle for the first shiny thing that you see. Number 3, pick up a passion or a hobby. Allow yourself to indulge in creativity and give yourself this time for self-discovery. You only live one life, and only you can make yourself happy at the end of the day. So make sure that you're filling your time with things that you enjoy. Number 4, practice self-love and let go of comparison. Practicing self-love is important because you are pouring into yourself. The more you pour into yourself, the more that you give yourself the time, the energy, the space that you need to be the best version of yourself to show up for other people. And number 5, understand that you are going to get your heart broken. It is inevitable. You cannot escape heartbreak. Doesn't matter how much of a perfect person you try to be or how much you try to avoid getting hurt, you just can't avoid it. So the best thing that you can do is learn from your heartbreaks and allow them to make you stronger. It's okay. What did you learn from that heartbreak? What did you learn from that person? How has that person impacted you to be better for someone else? How have you grown from that situation? Life does not stop because you're down bad. Life keeps going. You have to be the one to pull yourself up out of that rut and keep it pushing, and just know that things are going to get better. Just because you got your heart broken doesn't mean you're going to stay heartbroken forever. Always understand that there's a chance that things aren't going to go right, but you have to accept that and be okay with that and be willing to learn. And lastly, have fun. Enjoy yourself. Speaking from experience, I'm only 2 years in this thing, okay? You only get one chance to be in your 20s, so live it up. Don't take things too seriously. Don't allow yourself to rush into things. Think about all the decisions you make and how it can impact you in the future. And don't stress about these and do the best you can to enjoy your own company and fill your time with the things and the people that you love. And I'm very excited to see what the rest of my 20s bring me and the experiences. Friends, thank you so much for joining this conversation. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, if you are listening to this on a podcast platform, please make sure to leave a review or a comment so we can continue to spread the love to more people. I love you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed, and we will chit chat next episode. Bye.